Okay, so I'm going to be starting a new project. This is something that I haven't really done before. I mean, I've done weathering and whatnot, but not to this degree. So I've got these four brand new items here. The two box cars in the back are Atlas Trainman. We've got 7700 and 7768. Those are a couple of my favorite. They're the 50-foot plug door Trainman series boxcar that Atlas does. And of course, these two gondolas in the front here, number 5095 and 5073, these are from the new release of the Rapido 52-foot, I believe, gondolas. And what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be doing a prototypical look for these to make them look like the real boxcar or gondola that exist in the world today. That includes doing some graffiti on it, heavy weathering, just making them look like they've been used and abused. I'm going to try my hand at it and see how well that turns out. So I'm going to have to take these apart, take the wheels off and whatnot, and then I'm going to get started. So yeah, you can just follow along and see how I do this. Hopefully they do turn out nice. I do have prototypical pictures, and I'll try to do it as a close to the prototype as possible, and we'll see how they turn out. Here we go. Okay, so as you can see here, all the wheel sets have been removed. I didn't bother taking off the couplers because I don't mind if they get dirty, but as for the wheels, I wanted to keep them as clean as possible, so I'm going to do those separately. That I can detail in another way, which I'll show later, but right now I'm going to have to do a clear coat because these look way too new, way too shiny. So I use Testors spray. It's a clear coat and it gives it a more of a matte finish. So I'm going to go ahead and spray these, both top, bottom, all of the ends, everywhere. And we're going to dull these up. So this is just kind of a before shot. You can obviously see that they are very clean looking, very shiny. So let's give them a spray and we'll come back once they've dried. Okay, so let's take a look here. And I'm gonna post up the actual pictures for these as I go. But basically, I've got my pastels, right? There's a lot of colors in here, 64 colors to be exact. I got those online. I've talked about those a number of times throughout the past year. I've got a whole bunch of Q-tips because I use Q-tips when I do this, as I'm sure you guys have seen me do weathering before. And I just picked up some of the Sharpie. There's two paint markers, and these are kind of similar. It's more of a pen, but they work really well to work on plastics and whatnot, so they're really, really good. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with these, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm kind of skipping ahead here a little bit. As you can see, I've already done the graffiti on this car as to how it should look. It's not complete yet, because there's still a lot missing from this, like the weathering. Now, I did already do the weathering and the graffiti on the other car, so I'm just going to show you. Because, yeah, I kind of forgot to film it all. But that's okay. I'll just show you the process of it. So usually, just like this, I did do the graffiti on all the cars that really required it. This gondola here didn't have any graffiti on it, but it was still, you know, lightly weathered, or not really lightly, it was pretty dirty. So went ahead and I did the inside as well. You can see it has a bit of a rust look to it on the inside. Did the ends. The only thing I didn't do with this here is the trucks, which I'll come back and I'll do at a later time. I really just wanted the outsides done. And then with the two box cars, there's one there. So I did the graffiti to it, and then I went over it with the weathering. Same thing with that one there. So basically, after doing the weathering and the graffiti to them. Basically just left them. It is what it is, right? So that's the cars there. So now all I have to do is weather this one, and then put the wheels back on, and should be good to go. So I'm really excited about that, because that's my first set of 4 cars that will be done. And then I'll have to pick another 4 and then work on those, or I'll come back to it at a later time. Who knows? But yeah, I'm really happy with how they turned out. So need some more realism on my layout, and this is the perfect way to start. And I've got a lot of these gondolas, so excited to give them a new kind of life. In a sense here, it's almost like destroying it, but at the same time, I think it makes them look cooler. So I'm really excited about it. So, and it was pretty easy to do. Okay, so now I am all done. This is what it looked like beforehand, even though this is 7755, different numbers. But this is basically what all the cars look like beforehand. And bam. Okay, so we've got boxcar, dirty gondola, other gondola, and another boxcar. So all 4 of these are done. I'm going to do a run by just to kind of show you what they look like when they're on the move. And yeah, then obviously I've got a bunch more to do. So stay tuned.